It's ReMax Realtor Scott Garrison again, doing another quick video, talking about a few things that have been on my mind this week. One thing that I've been thinking a lot about is new realtors. I had an experience early on in the week, which I'll share later in the video, that kind of made me chuckle a little bit, that made me thinking, I think I should do a quick video on some important things that new realtors could focus on. Now, what I'm saying here isn't the Bible or the compendium on new realtors. I'm just going to go over a couple of quick small points on and some tips that I know that certainly helped me in the beginning. Of course, one of the best things that helped me in the beginning is I had a great big brother. He's been doing real estate. He's a broker. He's been doing real estate for almost 30 years, Scott Garrison, and he's a great mentor. He really made it. He really gave me the structure that I needed in order for being a new realtor not to be so overwhelming. It was really great. I always recommend anybody getting into real estate, have a mentor, have somebody that you're close with that is willing to show you the ropes. I think the number one most important thing for me, which came out of my business too, because I was also a contractor before this, was your CRM, your contact manager. Your contact manager is the single most important thing that you should start building on the second you become a new realtor. Figure out what contact manager you're going to use, top producer, act, whatever contact manager, make a decision quick, and start building on it. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is something that is going to take years and years and years and years to build. And you start getting used to it. You start learning all the little aspects of it and how to make it really work for you. But you got to start now, because you also have to keep track of all those great leads and all those great spheres of influence contacts that you're going to get. You got to be able to have notes. You got to be able to figure out when last time you called them. There's so many things that it can do. It's a very, very powerful tool. Look into it. It's the number one most important thing that I think a new realtor should focus on immediately. The second thing is technology. I want to talk a little bit about technology and having a good grasp on technology. And that includes, I know we just talked about a CRM, but that includes everything else. That includes your grasp of even the basic software programs, Microsoft Office, Adobe Acrobat, the type of phone that you have, the type of smartphone that you have. If you've got a bad smartphone, it's going to give you a bad experience. You got to get a good smartphone, because you're going to be taking pictures of properties, you're going to be taking videos of properties, you're going to be taking all kinds of information down with your phone. You're going to be scanning documents. There's so much thing that you can do with a smartphone. Get a good smartphone. Also, have a really good understanding of some simple programs that everybody uses. Adobe Acrobat. Know that program inside and out. Know how to delete pages, know how to compile transaction pages, know how to comment and annotate those pages, know how to do anything and everything you can with an Acrobat file. That is going to go so far in helping you deal with transactions. And in conjunction with that too, and this is going to kind of dovetail into the little story, there's some basic tools that you should know as a new realtor, that you should just have at your fingertips. I know that when I started up, we here in Orlando, we have the super boxes, which if you have a super key box, I think every realtor should use these. It gives you great access. It provides a high level of accountability. And I know the Orlando Board of Realtors sponsors this. And that's one of the first things they do when you sign up with the Orlando Board of Realtors, is they give you your ID for your super key ID for the box. And I had a realtor call me up. This was so funny. I felt so bad for her. She called me up Sunday morning for one of my listings. And she said, hey, I'm out here in Claremont. It's an hour drive from me where I was at. It was Sunday morning about 9:30. She says, and I've got a friend. She wants to see your listing, and I really want to get in. And it's not in the MLS. And I thought, of course it's in the MLS. It's my listing. I know it's in the MLS, which raised a huge red flag for me. And I said, really? She said, yeah, I found it on Zillow, and I really want to show my friend. Can you help me get into the property? And I said, I said, well, I didn't want to make her feel bad. That's not what I'm about. I want to make everybody feel good. So, I said, if you just have your super key, just go ahead and use the super key. All my properties are on super boxes, real easy to get into. And she paused and she said, look, I got to be honest with you. I'm a brand new realtor. I've only been around for a week. And, we were out partying last night. Big red flag. We were out partying last night. We're sort of stuck in Altamont. She wanted to see this property this morning. I told her I could get her in. Is there any way you can give me a combo box key or something? I was like, no, we can't do that, unfortunately. So I spent some time talking with her about how easy it is to get a super key, and it's something that she should do. And she ended up getting mad at me at the end. She ended up saying, well, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go talk to my broker and I'm going to see if he can get me into the property. Well, he's not going to be able to get you into the property unless he drives out there. And I think she kind of wanted me to drive out there on a Sunday morning at 9:30 in the morning, an hour drive to let her in because she didn't know how to get a super key box. So I guess the thing is when you're getting a realtor, have a good understanding of the basic fundamental tools that are available to you. Know how to use the MLS. If you don't know how to use the MLS, it's like a carpenter not knowing how to use a saw, not knowing how to swing a hammer. You got to use the MLS. You got to have a super key. You got to have the super key app on your phone. You got to be able to do these basic fundamental things. So those are just some of the things that I really wanted to go over. That I think new realtors, a couple things that they should focus on. And and the last thing I'm going to cut off with, and also on the heels of talking about the CRM, using your contact manager, I think probably the single best exercise that a new realtor or any realtor could do to build their business is prospecting, getting your leads. Find out a way, get your sphere of influence, get all your friends, get all your numbers in one space, and you got to prospect every single day. You got to call until you think people are getting sick of you calling, and then you got to call some more. That's the only way people are going to find out about you. You got to market, you got to prospect, you got to get on that phone, and you got to call. And there's so many different ways. And this video isn't about how to get lead procurement or how to get leads, and it's just the importance of prospecting. You've got to do it. And even with that, at the same time, I know this is going to be contradictory, but you also got to know when to let a lead go. Because sometimes people will call in, they'll call you and says, hey, I was on Facebook and can you help me with this? Or I'm looking for this type of house. And they're dragging their heels. You got to be able to differentiate when somebody's going to be dragging their heels and when they're really going to be a sap on your time. They're just going to be dragging you down and being a sap on your time. You got to learn how to just nicely and easily just let them go so you can focus on the hot leads. So these are some of the things. These are just real basic. This is not meant to be this big informative Bible on new realtors, but just some things that I've been thinking about on the heels of that realtor calling me at 9:30 on a Sunday morning wanting to see my listing. That was real funny. So thanks again for everything. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you want to contact us, you want to see any property, you want to see any of our listings, you want to see any other property, you can contact us at Garrison Brothers at ReMax Town Country. Looking forward to hearing from you.